So what is gap insurance and why do I need it? Do I need it? Let's find out. Right guys, so really quick one today, but we're going to talk about gap insurance or gap cover. And it's something that if you're thinking about car finance or car leasing, it's something you definitely should be considering. So what is it and how does it work? So first things first, most car insurances will give you a replacement vehicle for the first 12 months if the car's written off. So say in 6 months your car's stolen, not recovered, or involved in a bad accident and is written off, instead of giving you an amount of money for the car, they'll give you a like-for-like replacement car. I'm not saying every car insurance policy does that, so look at yours carefully to make sure it does and understand everything about that insurance policy, okay? Alright, then aside from that, an insurance company, in the event of a write-off or a total loss of your car, so your car may have been involved in a bad accident, stolen, possibly stolen, not recovered, could be flood damaged, anything like that, and the insurance company decides to write it off because it's either unsafe, or it's unrepairable, or it's not economically viable to repair it. Okay, so the cost of repair are the same or more than the cost of or the value of the car as they decide the value to be. So the insurance company will make you a cash offer. So let's say you've got a 3-year-old Tesla, all right, Tesla Model 3, and it's a £40,000 car, and let's say after 2 years, right, so after 2 years it's worth 20 grand, just for the sake of argument, but God knows what they actually are, I'm sure it's not 20 grand, but let's say after 2 years it's 20 grand, and on your finance agreement you still owe 25 grand, or it's a lease agreement and you've still got a year left at £400 or £500 a month. The amount the insurance company gives you and the amount the finance company may want from you could be drastically different. So it could be £3,000, £4,000, £5,000 difference in those two figures. It might not be, you might be super lucky, but don't forget the insurance company are never going to pay you for the cost of your finance. So you've immediately got the cost of the finance that the finance company has put onto whatever kind of deal you have. You've got that to contend with. And then the amount that insurance companies value a car at, which is generally like trade value, is not necessarily what you can buy a car for. Not always. Quite often there can be a gap there. And that gap, so the gap between what the insurance company is willing to pay you and what the finance company wants from you, that bit in the middle there, that gap, is what you're covering with gap insurance. Now, a lot of car dealerships offer this. It often looks pretty cheap. It might be 500, 600, 700 quid over the course of your finance arrangement with them, and you might think, oh, that's all right, it's only 10, 15 quid a month, I'll just go for it. That's fine, by all means go and do that, no problem with it, but you can always get it cheaper online for the same thing. So the best way to do it, I'm not going to recommend any particular insurance company to you or anything like that, because that's kind of dodgy ground. Just Google gap cover, gap insurance, and look at the one that's specific to your type of finance agreement, and just get some quotes. You generally look at something like, if you've got, say you're looking at a lease, you've got a 3-year lease on, say, that Tesla, for example, Tesla Model 3, I would probably look at something that pays out, say, a maximum of £10,000 over 3 years, or whatever the period of your lease is. It's very unlikely that gap's going to be more than 10 grand. But obviously your mileage may vary, so if you go and get a PCP or a lease on a Bentley Arnage or something, you know, you might want to be covered for like 30, 40 grand gap, because it could be a significant amount of money. But for most of us mere mortals, it's only be quite a small amount that you need to cover for. And where a dealership may charge you, I don't know, between say 400 and 600 for a normal person, 400 and 700 maybe, you might be able to get it online for like 200 quid. So just as a really quick summary, gap insurance is an optional insurance policy that you can buy to cover the shortfall between a payout from the insurance company and the amount of finance you have left under your finance agreement. As usual guys, if you're enjoying the video, please just give me a quick like and please leave a comment. Tell me what you think, if you agree or disagree. It helps me massively and it helps to get YouTube to promote my videos, so please give me a thumbs up. Thank you. For me personally, I would say gap insurance is something you should definitely have if you've got car finance in place. End of story. Don't consider car finance without gap insurance, because if the worst does happen, you don't want to end up having to find yourself a new car and £2 or £3 grand shortfall on your previous finance or lease agreement. So do give it some serious thought. But as I said, do shop around for it, because they tend to be very similar, and you can save quite a lot of money by just not buying it from the dealer. Thanks guys.